Hello, welcome to my old school RuneScape Fire Cape guide. This guide will be for mid to low level players looking to get their first Fire Cape, or some tips and tricks to make getting Fire Capes on Slayer tasks just a little bit easier. I'd recommend having the following stats: 70 defense, this way you have access to Barrow's equipment such as Karil's and Varak; 75 plus range, this way you can use a blowpipe; and 40 plus prayer, this way you can pray against mage and range. You can do this with low range and defense, it'll just make the fight caves a little bit harder on you. On the screen I have 3 gear setups that I personally like to use whenever I'm doing the fight caves. If you can't afford an Amulet of Anguish or an Amulet of Fury, a Glory will work just fine for this and it'll offer a little bit of prayer bonus as well. Each setup will specialize in its own way. Setup 1 will offer a higher prayer bonus unless you are using Void Knight Elite. Setup 2 will offer better melee defense and range defense compared to 1 and 3. Setup 3 will offer the highest DPS while trading off for the defensive stats. I personally prefer to use Setup 2 whenever I'm going for a Fire Cape, and if you're on a Slayer task, you could swap the Varak's Helm out for a Slayer Helm imbued for Setups 1 and 2. For my setup, I like to take 2 Bastion or Divine Bastion potions, some Purple Sweets, 9 Brews, and 16 Super Restores. If you can't afford the Purple Sweets, you can use your judgment and swap them out for either another Sarah Brew or a Super Restore. Once you start the fight caves, you will be challenged with making your way through 63 waves of creatures, with each wave getting harder as the cave progresses. It is important to pay attention to where you spawn for wave 3, as this will determine where Jad is going to spawn on wave 63. Let's talk about safe spotting. There is a rock on the eastern side of the fight caves that is called the Italy Rock. Safe spotting creatures on the Italy Rock is a known tactic for making the fight caves easier and a good way to prevent you from having to waste your supplies. As you can see in the clip here, I position my character in a way where this level 180 would keep aggro to me but wouldn't walk around the heel of the Italy Rock. Another trick you can do is have a level 45 aggro to you and simply walk a couple tiles to the side to position it in a way that the level 180 will get stuck beside it. You can then focus on killing the 360 without having to worry about this 180 attacking you. Once the 360 is dead, you can focus on the 180 without having to use any protection prayers. Once you get close to finishing off wave 61, position yourself to where the NPC from wave 3 spawned. This is where the golden 360 will spawn, as well as Jad, once both of the 360s are dead. Now that you have both 360s attacking you and you know where Jad is going to spawn, I suggest taking your time killing them if you are nervous. You don't want to be fighting Jad if your heart is racing. I suggest focusing on your breathing and trying to calm yourself down. You don't want to make any mistakes when you're about to fight Jad. I like to kill the golden 360 last, this way I know where Jad is going to spawn once it dies. This is also where I would restore myself back up to full health and make sure any missing prayer points are restored to a decent spot. And I would also range pot back up as well before you fight Jad. Before we finish the Jad fight, there's a couple things you need to know. Jad will use all 3 combat styles against you if you are in melee range. If you aren't in melee range, he will only use 2, magic and range. Whenever Jad performs an attack, he has 2 different animations. Whenever he is doing his magic attack, he will stand up on his hind legs and shoot a fireball at you. If he uses a range attack, he will quickly raise his front legs up and slam them back down, causing a boulder to come crashing down. If you have the incorrect prayer on, both of these attacks can hit up to a 97 on you. Once Jad is half HP, he will spawn 4 level 108 healers to heal him. Simply attack them to get them aggro to you and go back to killing Jad. Once you have the healers attacking you, all you have to do is worry about your prayer switches, prayer points, and if the healers are hitting you too much. Once you defeat Jad, you will spawn outside the fight caves with a fire cape in your inventory along with some Tokul. If you need to practice your prayer flicking, simply rewind this video and act like you were prayer flicking as Jad's attacks change in my fight. The more comfortable you are with your prayers, the easier the fight caves will be for you. Thank you for watching my quick mid-level Jad guide. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comment section below. I will also be putting a link in the description below to the entire fight caves breakdown. Please hit that like button and subscribe for more future videos.